Actually, wait a second. Hang on. Gases. CO2. The maximum liquid temperature. Where? It's never going to be below that. It's never going to be cold enough for nitrogen, oxygen. Yeah, that's fine. Volatiles and pollutants, though. Volatiles is never going to be cold enough. Pollutants, however, will be. Again, yeah, that's right. I need to keep this below 3 megapascals. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I want that to be 3 megapascals. Because only the pollutants will be cold enough to liquefy, even at max pressure. So the others can happily be at you know, crazy pressures, almost up to the containment pressure of the tank. Oh, and Transfer the Wild. That's lovely to hear. Right. Okay, so that's all hooked up. That's all hooked up down here. I need pollutants to fill this line in particular. Which is now going to be a bit more of a problem for me than it used to be, because that's now sat on top. All right, we can do it. Let's go and get another pressure. Lights. Man, the back pressure regulators that I've got in this place is kind of wild. There we go. Oh, if with the chat, you know how I was going to use pollutants because they're just better at handling heat. Well, the problem is I'm also going to have to consider the fact that that coolant line may well be able to get hot enough when new temperatures are introduced. Like when I bring in hot furnace gas and that gets filtered into all of the various storages, which are then being cooled by that coolant. It may well be possible for that coolant line to overpressure. So I'm going to have to be very careful with that. All right. Yeah, go on, print one. So the oxygen line, what I really want is the waste. Don't think I'm going to need oxygen for anything. I may well go ahead and make sure that's turned off so I don't accidentally color things. Okay. Right, so Power's going to have to flow through you. That's okay. Pressure regulator there. I'm going to need to hook it up to power, but then I'm going to have to run power all along there anyway. That's not a big issue. Straight down. I'm going to have to be very careful with this one. Let's say only 1 megapascal can go in there. It is going to have active cooling, so that should be all right. Let's just make sure that's all okay. Right, next I'm going to want to run the cables. Oh my lord. That is going to be a potch. Right, so it's the... this one, okay. I will take out the heat exchangers. Makes the most sense to get easy access to the back here. The wiring. Also need to recharge my drill, apparently. And get rid of the waste gases building up in my suit. At present, the only gas that I'm not making use of then is going to be nitrous. Oh man, I'm going to need some more wires too. Also need a new APC. Get some more cabling. Actually, first, that is waste. Actually, get all of this colored. Ah! About to comment on, you know, gotta have a steady hand, but apparently I do. Ha 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 ha. Oh. Yep. Okay, I'll have to bring back the grey down for that. Aavak Synchron with Atmospherics has ever gotten to the Steam? Yeah, I've done stuff with Steam before. Steam is a very good coolant because it's got ridiculous thermal conductivity. I need to fix this right now. If I don't, I'll forget. Then I'll just have to tear up half the base in order to fix it later. There we go. Okay, is that the only power that we're running through here? I think it might be. I do believe we may be ready to finalize this section. Right, so pollutant will pressurize the coolant pipe. Got waste gases coming from this. Waste gases come from this. Waste gases that will come from the room itself. They run down here. Will join up with the waste gas that I might bring in from the furnace. Runs through the CO2. Runs to the nitrogen. Runs to oxygen. Runs to volatiles. Runs to pollutants. Anything left, nitrous in this case, waste. Right here. Aavak, I only realized you were streaming a couple of hours ago. As I was leaving to take an eye test. God damn it. Never build and text chat. Never. Not even once. I can now confirm I have eyes. Oh, well done. It's always a bit of an anxious test, that one. When a youngling isn't sure if they've got eyes yet or not. I mean, they're pretty certain, actually, but it's just, you know, you never really know until they do the test and they can, in fact, confirm you have eyes. Whoosh. Whoosh. Okay. There we go. Those are the gas types, yeah. All right. I'm gonna need to get some nitrogen to prime this. Once that's done, we are nearly there. I think the wiring and such that runs through here is good enough. Oh, no, I need one more thing here. I need to adjust this water pipe. Yeah. How do I do that? How am I going to do that? I want that to come over there, so I'm going to have to actually use a wrench. Pull that one tile off. I need to go and get some insulated water pipes. Actually, they don't need to be insulated initially. Just water pipes, but then switching across to insulated.
Hydration critical.
How is my character so thirsty? The desert's more hydrated than my character. I do need to go and get rid of the waste building up in my waste tank. Did you ever place down the one piece of wire in the pollutants area before you did the painting? I will double check. Hey, yo, discount engineer, how you doing, mate? Oh, I didn't press the button. I was just out here, like, why isn't my door opening? It helps if I try to cycle the airlock. Hello, welcome on in, everyone. Can I get a shout out for discount engineer, please? And Erosion, hello. Welcome on in, buddy. Right, I need to have a potato. It is potato time. Before that, I need to turn off my suit. Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, you know, I'll just do that. Hope the stationing is going well. It is. I am working on a atmospherics filter setup. There's going to be another room over there, and this room is going to extend out to this tile. So that way I've got a suit dock and water fountain and all kinds of mod cons, you know. Pushing the boat out, you know. Well, I may as well quickly get that up to capacity before I empty out all of the waste in this tank. Oh, I think 9 may have wandered off. Let me give you a shout out. There we go. Chat, I'm sure many of you remember Discount Engineer. We raided them recently. But if you didn't avail yourself of the opportunity at the time, or perhaps if their name is new to you, do consider dropping them a follow. A very chill creator. Also, getting up to shenanigans in Stationeers. Quite chill shenanigans in Stationeers, as it happens. At least that is assuming that save is still going, which, you know, given Stationeers and given its brilliance, is maybe a bold assumption. Juhalu. Yeah, this is the starter base. Still. We are going to be setting up trade before we move, but I do need some more consistent method of managing the atmosphere inside the base, specifically the CO2. That has been a little bit of a problem. That's why I've scaled back the plants a bit. We've got 1.68 moles. I got 2 tanks of warm CO2 that I can readily bring in, which I'm probably going to have to. But right now we just want to get something that will be able to sustain us and indeed our plants whilst we are doing a spotter trading.
Caution.
Specifically, what I would like to do is get plant that potato and that potato. Specifically, what I would like to do is get to the point where I can get some other plants. I may as well grab these seeds, I suppose. Oh, that one isn't seeding. I'll pop you there. No floor potato. Always got to check in this base. Yeah, I'm going for a very low automation run right now. Well, for now, in the starter base. Especially because I've had so many people popping in asking or expressing that the game looks really interesting to them, but they're worried it's a bit too complicated. So I'm basically going the brute force method. This is like the peak of my automation right now is a occupancy sensor turning on and off my lights in the living quarters and in the workshop. As for the atmospherics, I'm either going to go ultra low tech with the automation or just not automate it, if I'm perfectly honest. What I might do is just have to manually run the filters every now and then, or leave them going full bore. It depends on the power drain, but I mean, atmospherics can be quite power hungry, unfortunately. Right, is this finished? Yes, it has. That will do. Yes, I'm going to need another chunky tank, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to want another smart tank so I can fill this with nitrogen. And how much nitrogen have I got in here right now? 146 moles, not much, but it will do to get the nitrogen coolant line going. And then we will likely next make us a push for... we need to finish the wiring, need to finish this room. And finish the frames on that far side of it. So we've got quite a lot of work to do. And I've got how much? 34 minutes. We're not going to finish the atmospherics room this stream. I've already been streaming for like coming up to 12 hours right now. But let me drop a pause right there so time isn't ticking by. How did your stream go, Discount Engineer? Hope that it has been pleasant, and that a bare minimum of shenanigans have darkened the skies of your Stationeers base. Xavier, I will go and check out whether I placed that cabling though. Yeah, you know what? I've got a sneaking suspicion I didn't. How do you do the floor like that? Just floor gratings. Yep, it's just floor gratings. You've got several different styles. Right, let's head on out. Turn that on. Pop that on. And off we go. Is that all turned off? Yes, it is. Isn't the bigger problem shenanigans when they brighten the sky? Well, I mean, that's what the solar storms would say, yes. On that note, looks like we're clear. No solar storms today. I'm almost sad. I would have liked to have been able to show Discount Engineer the solar storms. They seemed quite engaged with the idea of them existing when we mentioned it when we dropped by the other day. Right. What is it that I need right now? Actually, nothing from in there. We want the steel frames, really. I really have nothing there. Okay. Well, we need cables first and foremost, so let's get those printing. Go ahead. They're very much not cool, by definition, actually. But yeah, no, they are actually really fun. Again, it caught me completely off guard, and for a little bit I thought there was a bug in the game's renderer, but no, once I realized what was going on, that was actually really, really cool. Oh, that's right, we wanted a smart tank that I'm going to use to fill up with fresh nitrogen. Next, I want you to eject. I want a couple of frames, please, and thank you. I'm running with the two mods. One that makes placing walls a little bit better, just because it gives me a direction to orientate the walls. Actually, I'll grab some walls to demonstrate. And the other is, well, it's actually a little bit awkward in here because now that the lights are all automated, it's a bit less easy for me to demonstrate that there is global illumination now. Very atmospheric. There we are. Just kind of creeping through. Right. But yeah, just a little arrow telling me which way is north, which way is up. Allows me to, especially with the floors and some of the walls, make sure that things are oriented in a similar direction. Yeah, well, that's good enough. Subtract that. Oh. Oh, did I have some? Oh, I did. Oh, man. That's a bit vexing. Oh, I'm going to need steel sheets then. Do I have my steel left? Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need to grab some plastic. Had to wrap up to cook for the kids and wife. So going into lurk mode for a bit. Hope you have a good one. Thank you very much, mate. You have a fantastic evening. I may well not be here when you get back, but thank you so much for dropping by. All right, there we are. Let's continue to sort out all of these. Oh no, Solar Storm is on the way and they've just left. No. Ah, Stationeers, you scallywag. Playing the long game, huh? I'm on to you. I'm on to you, you scoundrel. Trying to keep your secrets. Oh well, Raiders, you get to watch in their stead. Let's just be done with that. Okay. Now then. As for the wiring, let me make sure that that is in fact done, because I'm fairly certain it was not. Thankfully, it isn't too difficult to get back here in order to do it. There we go. I think that was the only one I needed to do. All the others are hooked up. Good. All right. That's all the power there. That's the power over here, keeping that pressure up. That is connected. That one is correctly set. I need power to get up to all of those, though. It's going to be a bit of a potch because they're all pointing the wrong bloody way, which is less than ideal. Though, to be fair, I think if I add in these frames... Okay, I'm pretty certain I don't need to go in these blocks anymore. So, time for us to weld it all shut. Sealing off the lower areas. I hope that sigh conveyed in its fullness my exasperation. That's why I stopped last time. I forgot. It's fun. Oh man. Alright, that off. Okay, so what I need from you are pipes. Water pipes in particular, liquid pipes. So where's my iron? It's in there. Go ahead, just need a couple of those. Well, actually, do I? Yeah, I still need a couple. Only partly. I'll do my best to better in the future. Because right now, I don't strictly need it to connect all the way. I just need the main connection here to be done. Go and down. There we go. And then I should be able to bring that through. Actually, getting through there is going to be its own problem, isn't it? Drop those for a second. And let's remove that for now. Facing the sun. Okay. How are we going to connect this? I don't exactly have a lot of room here. This is a really tight build. Am I legitimately going to have to run it all the way back over there instead? Oh, that's really annoying, but better I notice it now, I guess. Before these tiles are holding back the pressure of my base. Very much liking the longer pipes though. They are spectacular. That would be the right length. I'm going to need some more now. That kind of changed which pipe sections I was going to be using, so... Come on. And let's bump that out. There we go. There we are. And we'll just bring it down below. Actually, we don't want to use the uninsulated pipes here. So we want that point. So I've made one too many. I kind of knew that was going to happen. But we will be using the insulated pipes in this section because this part is going to be exposed to the vacuum. It's almost morning. Solar storm is on the horizon. Here comes the sun, everyone. Deadly laser that it is. I need steel and silicon. I'm gonna have to yoink the steel from back here. I just want to make the marker for where this water is going to be going. So bright, so burny. Okay. Good Lord. Right, now let's finish sealing all this up. Oh, it's gone into the eclipse. Fantastic. Okay. So that's our water outlet, which would eventually meet up with a water tank. I was thinking directly opposite, but honestly, I can have it in this corner. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, it's going to be rough doing anything out here right now. It's so bright. I think we have run all of the power where it needs to be. I'm confident enough, perhaps dangerously so, to go ahead and lock all this in. All the paints have been applied. All the pipes are where they need to be. Okay. Matching the other side. Currently my suit is getting way warmer than usual, and so I'm probably burning through my oxygen a little bit faster than I would like. Really? No! Too shy. Also, why did I have my light on in a solar storm? The solar storm only lasts to about midday that I've seen so far, then tapers off. We'll let that go for a little bit longer. May as well recharge the arc welder as well while I'm here. Okay. And it's over. Phew. All right, that should now be a completely sealed environment. Now, we can remove those windows. We can set up a couple more lights in there, but none of the actual systems will be ready to run, sadly. That part is going to need some more time for us to get ready. But we've come a long, long way. We've got most of this system in place. I'm just going to grab some more floors to just finish this part off. Got to paint this one for volatiles. Got to paint this one for pollutants. Also paint that coolant line. I think he's ending, chat. He's monologuing. No. I mean, we are coming to the end, but we're like 15 minutes away from that. Okay. This is a good amount of cables. I approve. Actually, we'll just leave those there for now. I want some lights. Iron and copper. It is impossible that I am out of iron. Yeah, there we are. I was going to call shenanigans on that. I think I need 3 light story. Or just to be sure. And just to be extra special careful, that's all fine. That's welded, that's welded. Let me just, actually I'll go down there because can't quite see properly. Welded, 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 all the way along welded. Okay. Good one. Over here, welded where it counts. Welded up top. Okay. Place these in because it will be a 2-story structure for the sake of symmetry, if nothing else. That means this pipe has to get a lot taller, but I can make that happen. Main thing is just take it up and have a goodly number of radiators on it. All right. I think we're ready to expand the base. I think so. Yep. Okay. Let's cycle across. I've got the extra tank for nitrogen, which is the first step in setting up the coolant system. Okay. Yeah, it was 3. Oh well. Spare light never hurt anyone. Okay. Double check. Everything in there is sealed. Everything outside it is sealed. The floor is not sealed. That's fine. That's by design. Oh. Okay. Give me a second. One thing I forgot. I want floors. Also, I should turn this off. I don't need 7 because there's 2 out here that I need. 1 there. Oh, yeah. So 7 in total. Your day seems to be awfully long. Do you standard day length? Yep. I'm not even aware of how to change it. I know it can be changed, but that's about the extent of it. Unless something has changed in beta. Yeah, okay, that's good. Right, all I would need over on this side would be an ice crusher for the water. And then another ice crusher there for the waste tank. And of course, to get a tank for each of these. Is there a way for me to check while in game what the day length is? Hey, oh, Milky Crown, how you doing, mate? And Vormithrax. Ah, the internet heard that I was going to be wrapping up the stream soon. I see. Hey, oh, mate, how you doing, buddy? Let's get a shout out for Vormithrax. There we go. What were you playing today, mate? Was there some more zombies? Alright. Do we want to be brave? I think we want to be brave. Yeah, we want to be brave. Let's be brave, chat. We're going to take my life support systems off before I potentially vent the base. Because nothing says confidence like putting your life on the line. Oh, it's more vintage story heading into winter. Oh, nice. Oh, you're going to be learning Stationeers later today. Oh, well, fantastic timing then. This is my starter base. Evolved a little bit from its humblest beginnings. We're just adding in some extra space to the living quarters. I've got a workshop over yonder, and beyond that wall is my atmospherics, which is what I've been working on today. All right, chat. It's time to find out. if we were right or dead. Now, there is going to be a drop in pressure.
Hydration critical.
Okay, fine. Very, very naggy character this is. Hydration that. Critical this. So it means I'll have a potato. But is it your first winter and vintage story? Or just one of many? Also, hey, more goals. Always awesome to see you in chat, mate. How you doing? Right, potato will be abducted by winds. So let's open on this side instead. Right, we've not got a pressure setup to vent. Okay. I love how we put it in a bowl of soup and it turns into a big potato. Yeah. Space food. And my potatoes! My helmet! I believe I am alive, chat. Frankly, I'm as surprised as you are. Home is a vintage story event. I'm going to have to check out some of your past broadcasts on Vintage Story. Always a fantastic game. Hey, you know what? Let me just pop that there for a moment. It's going to be so good when I can hook everything up to that. And just allow things to automatically process. However, you know what? This was quite good because I had lost the potato. And now I have found it again. So, rapidly changing the pressure in my living quarters does have its uses. Oh, it doesn't recognize that as a room. So I go out here, my automation for the lights kicks in. Noted. Fair. Right, let's get... Oh, I've taken out all the glass. Good. All the composite. Well, on the plus side, chat, you know, we were having troubles with the pressure building up a little bit too fast for me to be able to manage. Seriously. However, that is far from a problem now. Fine. Large battery for my grinder. I suppose you've been doing a lot of work lately. However, I do want to change that battery over. Right. Floors. Facing the sun, as always. Look for the floors in the dawn of the third day. Right. Okay, I've got one too many floors. Don't go out there. Now this whole room should be considered a room, which it is, which is good. Oh, technically I did not need that there. Yeah, technically that could have just been a regular pipe because there are two sealed blocks above it. Should have considered that. Remind me, chat, next time. All right, so I can, if I so choose, hook up all of this to power. I will not turn those on, though, because that would be foolish. As the first bits of CO2 that we get through, first bits of oxygen we get through, they're going to be very hot. I'm going to need my coolant system to have a bit of time to ramp up to manage all of that. So for now, just hook you up to the mains power. Dunk. And then we check if I can turn them on. I can. Okay. Wait. I knew it would work. So, secondly, round lights, so that they will be recognized instantly as part of the network. Round light here. Round light here. And round light here. There we go. I do apologize for being so mumbly, by the way, Raiders. It has been going on 12.5 hour stream. I am fully locked in on just finish, because I can't finish the thing that I really wanted to finish. So there's part of me that's like, I will bloody well finish something. Apologies, though. Where do I want to hook this up? Where would be the best place to hook it up? I guess I could run the power all the way up there. And I've got power over here, though. And this is all running off the same bits. So I think we'll do that. Let's just make sure that... Oh, I can't turn it on. Let's make sure that, yeah, that's turned on, so we definitely do have power here. It is going to be such a blessing to get in here and be able to just take our suit off and put it in the dock and know that then when we leave, the battery will be fully charged, the waste tank will be empty, the oxygen tank will be refilled, and my jetpack will be topped up as well. Oh my lord. Oh, well, of course. Let there be light. A well-lit workspace. Blessings be. Where the heck did I put the other one? No. How have I lost? There you are, you scoundrel. Look at that. Breathe it in, Chad. Breathe it in. That new base smell. You only get this like every 2 or 3 streams. There we go. Got so much room now. Right. Okay, so the plan is we will be setting up a computer around here. Some controls to control a satellite dish. Very low tech, but we will be controlling it basically from controls in here, so we can sit in the comfort of our own home and summon traders. But that is a little ways away. for the right now, I need to hook up that to my pipe network still. This ice crusher needs to go out. We're going to basically reclaim all of this wall, more or less. That won't be necessary in here. This won't be necessary in here because it's going to be in the Atmos room. This won't be necessary in here because, again, that's going to be taken over by the Atmos. We could have a kitchen across there, for example. That will be gone from the wall. Could have a nice big battery or something along those lines. We could just have lockers. More lockers along these walls, perhaps. Better storage. We have got a lot of things opening up for us. But I think that's going to be it for today's stream. I am pretty happy with what we've managed to do. I'm also really happy with how much we've gotten done despite not leaning into automation. Because usually the first thing that I do is I get a bunch of stuff automated and more, and like my starter base basically is my forever base. I never move out. There's like no reason to. And I just keep tacking on more and more automated systems doing more and more automated things. But this has been a very fun way to play. Like the last time we did a Stationeers brutal moon start prior to the terrain update, I tried to low tech the furnace and basically made an advanced furnace out of a regular one, but it like took 2 walls worth of chips. Whereas this one is, that was just, can I be as automated as usual, but using chips instead? And the answer is very much yes, but it's not cost effective. The chips cost way more power when you start to scale up to them. And it's just a nightmare to hook up and especially debug. But this more, let's just see what kind of low automation we can do with a couple of chips, like the solar track, and obviously on the moon, very easy with just 2 chips. Over here, just 2 chips and a occupancy sensor to control the lights. And most things we're controlling effectively through manual controls. That's the goal here, is going to be that. This will be the nitrogen line. This will be the oxygen line. This is already set up to the correct balance, or the balance that I want. We will have that come in here. I'll be able to watch the gauge and then just stop feeding it in, and then I add in some CO2, and then this will generally always be on. That's one of the only ones that will usually never get turned off, and that's just feeding any extra pre-mixed air into the room to sustain the plant and obviously to sustain me. We'll have a counterpoint across there, backflow, which will take atmosphere out of the room if it is like over 100. So between the two, there's always going to be a constant trickle of airflow. I might drop that down a little bit to like 102 or something. I just want a very, very slight trickle of pre-cooled air into the base on a constant flow, and then this one will take air out and send it back to the to be reprocessed. That way the oxygen content of the room will be tightly managed, the CO2 will be tightly managed, and as for the filtering, I'll probably just manually turn all the filters on every now and then when I add another bulk of waste gas to it. Or I could even have a very low-tech trigger, just a set point, a memory chip to set to whatever pressure I want the waste tank to be at before it triggers, and then a greater than math function that is then read and then passed to all of the filters. So effectively, whenever it gets above a certain amount, they all turn on. Though I might not go that way because I'd want some degree of hysteresis so that it'll turn on and stay on for a little while. But right now, this is relatively good. I think we will probably one stream to finish off the atmospherics. We've already done the vast majority of the legwork, so realistically it is a very small amount of atmospherics that remains. We just need to get the actual initial coolant gas primed in the system, bring in some waste gas from the furnace. I will be building a counterpoint portable canister connector by the furnace, and we'll get rid of the massive CO2 like filter setup we have. And I'll just, when I want to get rid of the furnace's gas, I'll just dump all of that into that canister, well, up to 15 Ks worth, or 15 megapascals rather. Then manually carry that around, load it in again. This is meant to be a very low tech kind of manual base. And then, you know, what we were learning from this, we can apply to the mega project base that we will no doubt be building more or less once we've gotten a suitable trader set up on the go. Sangiri said, before I started using IC10, I used to wallpaper my bases with logic chips. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Tahalu says, I've never learned IC10 and I didn't use that many logic chips. Mind you, I never got to fully automated furnaces or rocket chips either. Fair, fair. I mean, again, you don't need to make the, like, I think a lot of people suffer from making this game way more complicated than they need to make it. You can absolutely have an enormous amount of fun just playing the game and not stressing about having everything automated. Right. I was about to say, there's one more thing I'm going to do, but I'm not. I'm going to stop myself. I'm going to be a good Aavak for once. But there was one other thing that I hadn't, that was on the list of things to do that I haven't done, and that was cladding the interior of the base so that there was a double wall to protect us from misplaced crowbar applications. So that's going to have to go back onto the to-do list. The easiest of all of the things to have done will have to go back on the to-do list for the next stream. And again, finishing off the filtration room and then on to trading. I hope you're looking forward to it. That terrified me for a second. Yeah, not gonna lie, that filled me with the fear. But that's just a normal noise it makes when you go up close to it. It's fine, chat. Alright, final look at the base though. We did have to scale down our plant growing, but we'll scale that back up again once we have regular injections of CO2 into the atmosphere. On that note, let me just quickly check the CO2. It's going to be low, actually. It's too low. Okay. Shh. I know. I know. You think I don't know? I do know. Of course I know. But legitimately, my plants will die if I don't. And I will forget next time. So. But this one's going to be super simple. Sharps, don't give me that look, chat. I know you're giving me that look. I can feel it. I can't see you, but I know you're doing it. Stop. I should have brought the glass out. I didn't. That's... oh well. Alright, let me have a look. You. Bump. How hot are you presently? You've dropped a bit, but that's good. I'm going to bring both of them in. Then both of these canisters can be vented. Just one more thing. Shush. Just off-gas your waste tank directly into the room. Oh, I have been. Call me Ishmael. But I've got more plants. Like, 2 of these plants would consume all of the waste gas that I produce. So, that doesn't solve the problem, sadly. I know that that one's okay, so let's get that one venting. And while that's happening, temperature's rising a little bit, but that's okay. It's very hot gas that's in there, 150 degrees. I would normally like to cool it off a little bit. But this is okay. This is fine, chat. It's fine. Look at my happy plants. They've got 2% CO2 now. So good. So happy. Why is there water just in the atmosphere? What? Really? It's still in this tile? I thought we'd gotten rid of that little puddle. Oh, man. Apparently not. Oh, well. But yeah, we have long passed the point where off-gassing my waste tank is sufficient to balance the plant's respiration, I'm afraid. Long since past that point. It's getting a bit toasty. Especially if I stand right here. Very toast. Muchy. We're back up to a comfy, somewhat lethal 5% CO2 in the atmosphere. I'm sure that's fine. There we go. And we're done. All right, that's it. That's going to be it for us, though. Again, hope you enjoyed. Hope you're looking forward to the next stream, which will probably not be too far into the future, considering how desperately eager I am to get that atmospherics room up and running. But we will have to see. Also, more Songs of Six at some point as well. Just take care of my satiety and thirst. Okay. Right, that's it. I'm curious why Stationeers is so forgiving about CO2 breathability. I have no idea. It's a really weird one there. Okay, dropping the final save of the stream. There we go. But that is it for me, chat. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next. But until then, do take care.